Oh, now I can hear myself. Oh, yeah, something was missing. Okay, I'm going to take down your questions, guys. Wajahad, alhamdulillah. What about you? Yes, I'm very well. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay, Amro, assalamu alaikum. How are you? Shumaila, Amro and his spouse. Haris said, what's the best way to cover all villa and apartment neighborhoods in Dubai? Haris, ask me this question again and define it. What do you mean by this? Tanu Dhan se आवाज नहीं आ रही आपकी. Can you hear me now? Can you just confirm? Mahnur Ahmed, salam, walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you? Please ask me any questions that you want under the sun, specifically about real estate. If you have questions with regards to other than real estate, I'm happy to answer as well, okay? Check this out, guys. Let me answer some of these questions that are here now. And then, obviously, if you guys have other questions, you can ask me as well. Okay, so somebody's just asked me, okay. Yes, now the voice is coming. Thank you, Thanu. Thank you for letting us know, okay? Guys, can we just answer these questions so that I can actually tell these guys what are your thoughts on cashback mostly agents are giving? Okay, so Akash asks a question. He's asking about cashback that's returned by agents. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys, for those who might not be initiated in this, for those who might not know about this, Abhishek, greetings from India, greetings to you as well. For those who don't understand this, what happens is the Dubai market, you can actually go and make a purchase from a developer, okay? Now what happens is the developers, generally speaking, in that scenario, pay the agents their commission or agency fee or their incentive, what have you. In those scenarios, investors don't have to pay, right? A fee. So you could save 2% as an investor. And the developers might be giving the agents 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. It goes up to 9% in some cases, and it all varies. It varies. It really depends, like on project to project, how well the developer, how well they're doing with the developer, so on and so forth, okay? The point is, this person's asking, what some agents do as a practice is they try to convince a buyer by telling them, hey, if you buy this, I will give you some money back from their commission. So just to give you a little bit of a background, most people already know this. The developers that are allowing you to sell their property have already made it very distinctly clear in the agreements that they have with your company or yourself that they don't allow cashbacks. It disturbs other brokers, it disturbs the markets. They don't want this practice happening. This is in principle, and developers have been known to take action against some brokers who do this for XYZ reason. I'm not into this game, so I don't know exactly how they find out and how they do this. But I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? As brokers, as agents, guys, listen. In general, in business, if your only value is that you're the cheapest or you're giving just rebates and cashbacks and discounts, it's going to be slightly difficult for you to be able to survive long term. Now, it is possible that you could have this as a global strategy, like you're like I think they call it the cost leader, which means you're the lowest priced ever always, right? It's kind of like okay if you're like a dollar store perhaps, but it's not okay if you're in a service-oriented environment where it is expected that you must give service. So if all you're doing is trying to get clients and customers by giving them cashbacks or discounts or other kind of ways that aren't actually healthy, it's not just not healthy for the market, it's not healthy for you. And I'll give you a very classic example, okay? If you think, no, you know what? I'll just work with 10 buyers this month, or I'll close 10 buyers and everybody I'll give money back from your own commission and I'll be able to make more money. Think about this, okay? When you start dealing with 10 buyers, there's a lot of other work that needs to be done. And you've got to understand that humans are coming in to buy real estate, okay? This is not kind of like, you stand in line, order. Even at McDonald's, you want your orders complete, sometimes very customized, like you don't want onions, you don't want pickle, you don't want ice in your drink, right? Okay, at Hardee's for instance. And if they continuously give you the wrong order, or if they continuously put ice in your drink and you have to go back, you're gonna get pissed off, right? So when you're dealing with a lot of buyers and your only model is I'll just give them money back, to have them be my customer. What's going to happen is one time you might actually have more customers, but you're not going to be able to service them very well, because this is a service industry at the end of the day, right? You're servicing humans for their human needs. It's not real estate, it's not investments, it's humans who have a need to deploy money to be able to get money back from it. You've got to take care of their interest, which means the follow-up post-service process needs to be taken care of. Now, if you're the low-cost leader and you're just giving money back, what's going to happen is it's going to create a lot of tension for you. It's going to create a lot of problems for your buyers. They're going to expect service from you. You're not going to want to give them service. You already gave them money back. But money is not the greatest motivator beyond what it is, right? So you've given them money. Now they're like, okay, I want you to answer my call at 10 p.m. And you're like, I don't have time. I'm already dealing with other customers. So if you go down this route, know that you, in my personal opinion, this is my personal opinion, I could be wrong as well, you're going down a route that you will burn out and you won't be able to sustain your own business model as an agent, okay? So Akash, I hope I answered your question. I think it's not, it shouldn't be encouraged, it shouldn't be practiced. If you're a serious agent, you should grow out of it, okay? All right, any other questions? Wajahat, Alhamdulillah, Haris, Salam. What's the best way to cover all villa and apartment neighborhoods in Dubai? Mahanur, walaikum assalam alaikum. Okay, so you've asked me. Yeah, in terms of getting to know about prices, Haris. So, very simple, go and visit the neighborhoods. Right? Go and visit the neighborhoods, pick them up, understand what's available there. Do some market study. Okay, so very simple. Let's pick up Arabian ranches, the first one, okay? So how would you go about learning about Arabian ranches, okay? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to learn about Arabian ranches as a master community, okay? What does Arabian ranches have? It has clusters of villas. It has a golf course, a golf club. It has a community center, some parks, tennis courts. How many parks, how many tennis courts, like all of this information is going to help you later. Just bear with me, okay? So you start big. Arabian ranches, where is it? How big is it? Arabian ranches 1, okay? Because there's 2 and 3 as well. So we're talking about 1. So you go big first. It has a golf course, community center, golf club. How many tennis courts does it have? How many basketball courts does it have? How many community swimming pools does it have? Which clusters have townhouses and villas? Which clusters, this is okay, right, Sangha? Which clusters have townhouses and villas? Which clusters have semi-detached homes? Which clusters have mansions? And then you're going to start seeing, okay, what's the prices on the bigger houses, okay? And then you say, okay, then you're going to look at per square foot price, okay? Per square foot price on the built up area, and then you can see per square foot price on the plot area as well, okay? And now you start differentiating, okay? Oh, right, townhouse, 2,500 square feet, 6 million dirhams, 4 million dirhams. Per square foot price is this. Semi-detached, which means like a house on two houses on one plot. The price is this. A villa, the price is this, but this villa's small. Then we've got a medium villa. Then we've got a large villa. Then we've got a mansion. Boom, right? Then you can start getting to know about the layouts, the floor plans. Now, Arabian ranches there's so many upgrades happening, like all villas are not the same, okay? Number 1. So you get the basics done. Then you've got to visit the community, and there will be no learning like learning with a real client in the community. So you're going into a community with a real client, and guess what will happen? Like, you'll go in to show them a 4-bedroom, because you thought it was a 4-bedroom, and there's an extra study and nobody mentioned to you, and then you're like, oh, this is a 4-bed plus study. You will learn those things. So that's how you will benefit, yeah? So, Big 7 hours. What are your thoughts about rental portfolio, how to build it? Thanks. Look, Big, you start with the basics. You start with a strategy, a plan, right? Where exactly are you trying to build your portfolio? What kind of asset do you want? What's the best asset that's going to perform, in my personal opinion, very well in the near future? What kind of returns are you looking for? How big a portfolio you want to build, and how long you want to take to build that, right? And then you start working towards building it, right? So if you've got 1 year to deploy 1 billion, come see us, we'll help you out. If you've got 1 billion to deploy over 10 years, come see us. If you got 3 million to generate 10 million dirhams portfolio, come see us, we'll develop a strategy for you, right? Essentially speaking, when you're building your portfolio, one of the things that, and then also build some diversification in there, right? And that's how you go about it. What are your thoughts about rental portfolio? It's good. I think okay, here's the thing, right, guys? A lot, see, like, I don't know, man. See, this first book which I wrote, I called it The Intelligent Real Estate Investor, and some of you might know this. It's called The Intelligent Real Estate Investor. Some of you might know this. This book was written in 2016, and the title, The Intelligent Real Estate Investor, is a play on The Intelligent Investor. What's the name of the book written by the... Yeah, The Intelligent Investor is the name of the book that was written by Benjamin Graham. He is the mentor to Warren Buffett, I believe, right? So, there we go, all right? Warren Buffett actually believes in accumulating assets and holding them for the long term, okay? A lot of times, a lot of people coming into the buy market feel like, oh, we've got to buy, we've got to sell, we've got to develop a large portfolio very fast. Sometimes holding a rental portfolio of good properties is good. Like, I don't know. Like, brokers are part of it, right? Brokers are always pushing people to sell as well. So what are your thoughts about rental portfolio? Good. Buy assets, hold. Look at the portfolio every 6 months to 1 year and see, should I sell it? Should I hold it? Is there one of the assets in there that I need to sell? Or can I just hold the asset? Can I put it here? We're not advertising. This is a no-name cup. Okay. Question. Hamza Christopherson. Christopher, can you work as a real estate agent without being needed to get involved with riba? Yes, you can. So riba, I think Hamza Christopherson, interest. Hamza Christopherson. Okay. You've got a Western second name, or a Christian second name perhaps, and your first name's Hamza, so I'm imagining you're Muslim. Can you avoid to direct the buyer to a bank, mortgage company, or other finance entity? Hope you can help. Look, Hamza, yes, you can. You can take a stance, right? So if a buyer is coming to you, and so guys, listen, I've known brokers who've done this, okay? So just for those who are uninitiated about this question Hamza's asking, essentially speaking, in Islam, interest, giving, taking, recording it, helping others get it is haram. Haram means forbidden. It's not allowed. As a layman's perspective, my personal opinion is that's how I understand it, okay? So I'm not giving anybody else this ruling that, no, you shouldn't do this. Go and figure it out yourself, okay? I'm not qualified to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. But Hamza, I've known brokers who've done this in the Dubai market as well. If they know a buyer is looking for mortgage, if a buyer is not a cash buyer, they will just tell them, like, listen, they can't help them. They don't work with interest seeking products, so on and so forth. They'll just move on, right? And I personally believe if you want to do that, I'm sure, like, what's going to happen, right? In the beginning, you might have to say no to a few people, and then you'll find like, oh, wow, all you're getting is cash buyers. Like, the guy's got $1 billion and he wants to work with you cash, right? So things can work out for you. So yes, you can. You've got to just be strong about it. It's kind of like saying, like, we sometimes as brokers choose some developers that we don't want to sell. So you've got to kind of like think about it like that. That I don't want to sell this person, right? So it can happen, okay? Shah Qazi, what's the minimum down payment? And the rest of your question I didn't get, okay? What's the minimum down payment is consider about $50,000, okay? Generally speaking, a decent product. Lulu Osman, hi sir. Okay, hi, assalamu alaikum. Fatima Hasuma. Okay, I'm just looking for more questions over here. Asad Patel says yes. I don't know what you said yes to. So, okay, Wajah's asking, what about first F2F meeting? Face-to-face meeting. Usually in Dubai, we focus on EOIs. So should we be pitching that project, or we can come up with some projects and then allow them to select best one in first meeting? Yes, you can. I'll tell you something. Wajah, the first meeting, Hamza, you're welcome. May Allah bless you and guide you and give you goodness. So Wajahat, in the first meeting, your first role is to actually understand the buyer. And how you understand the buyer is really, really, really go through a lot of the details that the buyer might not have shared with other agents, and he or she is sharing with you. So you've got to ask them a lot of questions. I think we should put this template out for sale, Hassan. We'll sell it to you, Wajahat. How much do you want to pay for it? $100? $500? How to carry out a consultation? $1,000 maybe. It's worth more, actually. It's worth a lot, because what your see, guys, try to understand something. Step back a little bit. You feel you're in the real estate sales business, which you are. You feel, now I'm going to give you an example, okay? Guys, if you were a supercar salesman, let's say you're working in Ferrari, okay? There's several different types of people who might come to a Ferrari showroom. Today, I don't own a Ferrari, so I can't really speak for the owners, but there's the guy who's aspiring to buy a Ferrari. He's perhaps saved money. He's perhaps made it, right? There's the guy who's got like 10 Ferraris. There's a guy who's got a Maserati and a Lamborghini and so on and so forth. The point I'm trying to make is when the guy comes to you, he's not there to buy a Ferrari. He's there to make a statement in his life. He's there to fulfill an emotion within him. He's there because he has this urge, a red Ferrari, a black Ferrari, a yellow Ferrari, so on and so forth. Or it could be a Mercedes or a BMW or so on and so forth, right? Of course, those cars are less expensive than a Ferrari. The point I'm trying to make is, when people are in the market to buy a product like real estate, they're not there to buy that physical space in a building. They're there to fulfill a requirement that they have, okay? They want to deploy money that is not being used properly. They want to make some money off that money in a real estate asset. They want a safety net. They want to have another house in Dubai because, let's say, they're currently living in Ukraine, for example. And Ukraine, we know that situation's kind of like war-torn and stuff like that. So you've got to understand this before you start pitching, which is why the first meeting is about understanding them. Yes, you can talk about projects. You can explain to them projects. You guys are in a hurry to sell them. They want somebody to understand them. And the way you're going to understand them is in the first meeting, you've got to go talk to them and explain to them that, listen, I'm here, Superman, who's going to help you fulfill whatever need you have. Because buying that real estate investment is not the actual goal. The goal is to fulfill the requirement that they have. Maybe if they don't deploy the capital, tax will come up. Maybe something else will happen, so on and so forth. So that's the main thing that you guys got to looking at. And then, of course, like if somebody tells you like, yeah, we need to buy a product or a project, but we need it to be ready so we can actually live there, you're not going to sell them off plan, right? How long were you working as a real estate agent? Hamza asks me. I'm still working as a real estate agent, just FYI. But I started long time ago, 2007 in Dubai, and been in real estate since 2005 in Canada. But that was a very small stint as a consultant. I wasn't really like a broker, but I was still, I'd say, doing some real estate. Anisa, I filled the form sent from you and you didn't get back to me. I apologize, Anisa. We were going to look at it. Yeah, you just messaged them? Today? Okay, Anisa, look, forgive us. We're humans as well, right? You're fired. I'm joking. So we try our best to reply to you. Sometimes, Anisa, like the thing is, if you're, is Anisa looking to invest or looking for? Okay, Anisa, we're here to service you. We're not perfect, so we're streamlining our process, and by tomorrow we will be perfect, right? No. She's not fired. She's hired. She got a promotion. Bless you. Okay. Hina Minhas, Salam, will you please provide info on new projects as well? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll tell you a few new projects. Guys, there's a new project in Nishama. Okay, this is a really good project. Okay, the only like guys, the thing is, I can give you some information, but you really gotta think, like, is it right for me? Okay, so let's I'll tell you about Nishama. Okay, so it's town square, it's a community, it's kind of like follows the same pattern of Emar. They are not Emar. Some people sell it by saying it's an Emar company. Please don't take that as face value. It's not true. Okay, they are a government owned or a government distant relative, but they're not Emar. But they do benefit from a lot of Emar systems, processes, but they operate differently. Okay, and they're separate. But Nishama Town Square is a more supposed to be more affordable, but still, even it's kind of like even affordable in Dubai is done Dubai style, so it looks very nice as a community. It's beautiful, it's amazing. But to answer your question from the affordable perspective, look, it's got townhouses. It doesn't have villas, it doesn't have mansions, but amazing townhouses to live in, but smaller townhouses. So no problem. People like to live in townhouses. They've got a smaller townhouse to live there. Relatively smaller, okay? The apartments are slightly smaller, so the 1 bedrooms are 600 square feet and less. The 2 bedrooms can be about 1,000 square feet and less, and the 3 bedrooms might be about 1,500 square feet and less. But now the latest launch is pretty good, pretty decent. Sizes are smaller. It's a little bit further out. So if you're an investor who likes a vibe of Business Bay downtown, then Nishama is a little bit 10 minutes away, even from JVC, which is 20 minutes away from downtown. So you got to watch for that, right? That's one. Then there's a few developers in JVC that have come up. One's called Luma. They've got some new projects as well. Again, are they right for you? I'm not sure. You've got to really get down to the nitty gritty. Beg is asking me again. Your thoughts about rent generating portfolio, a cash flow generating portfolio. What's your advice on it? Yeah, it's great. I think you should. The basic thing is one has to actually sit down and make some strategy around it. Okay. So for instance, if you're somebody who likes luxury, then we could say, hey, yes, you could build a luxury portfolio. My general advice would be that you would acquire assets in the medium to high end area. Medium to high end, not high end, not below medium. Medium to high end community, medium to high end quality, medium to high end. The reason is it's got the maximizing pool of value in terms of both rental and resellability, right? If you go luxury, you can actually sometimes suffer, okay? If you go too cheap, you'll suffer again sometimes, right? So the idea is you do a strategy development session with us. We develop something that is very unique to you, and then from that you go on to deploying your capital, and we can actually help you deploy capital as well. Usually in the first, so Wajahad asks, usually in the first face-to-face meeting, what is the best idea to come up with the project according to the requirement and the price range of a client? Okay, just have your... Yeah, just understand what they want. Then do a quick analysis in your brain. If you've got a list of 10 projects, then select 3 and tell them, look, I've got these 10 projects that I think would be good fit for you. But then say, these 3 might work for you, okay? And this is how you shortlist, okay? You say, community, developer, project, okay? So you say, oh, in this community... So because your budget is like this, these communities fit your profile, okay? So you say, let's say you're a high-end beach-loving person. So you'll say, hey, the water communities are Palm Jumeirah, Blue Waters, La Mer, Jumeirah Beach, and so on and so forth, okay? So these are your communities. And then you say, in these communities, there are independent developers and government developers. And my personal opinion is that these developers will work for you. And then you can say, these projects are good for you. And then you can bring these 3 together, list them down and say, okay, these 3 are my recommendation. Or shall we present them some best available projects in their price range and then ask them to select? Yeah, you can do that, and then you can learn from that and understand how they're reacting. But the problem is, when you're going to actually give them the best just based on price, like, you're not understanding something, Wajahad. You're still trying to sell. Your job is not to sell. Your job is to understand them. Okay, and I'll give you an example. If and okay, maybe it's easy for us now after many years of experience, but now I'm going to explain something to you. If somebody's a little bit age, right, they're 60 or 70, and their budget it fulfills Jumeirah Village Circle, you've got to explain to them that Jumeirah Village Circle is a lot of hustle bustle still. Okay, whereas Jumeirah Village Triangle is not a lot of hustle bustle. It's quieter, it's cleaner, it's easier to go in, get out. It's nicer, right? So you got to explain to them, like, what kind of lifestyle do you like? Do you like a lot of hustle bustle? And how do you know this? How are you going to know this? You're going to have to ask them, right? Do you like a lot of entertainment? I'll give you an example. Hina, somebody asked me, like, can you tell us about new projects? Expo City has launched new projects. This is really good. So I'll talk about Expo City right now. A lot of times in Dubai, projects get launched, and what happens is the project, before it gets launched or while it's getting launched, the infrastructure is getting built. But now Expo City, which Dubai government spent billions of dollars to build, with the metro station already operational, now has buildings coming in over there. Those buildings or those projects or those apartments are priced slightly higher, but amazing payment plans. But you've got to think about, hey, do you or your client like living in that kind of hustle bustle? Because Expo City is going to have a lot of, like, the arena is going to have shows happening, things happening. So if your person's a little bit older, they might say, no, I don't want to go and live there, right? So then you start understanding. What are the Hamza Alawi asks, what are the best ways to reach out to high ticket clients other than social media advertising? Lead generation seems to be overdone in the market. I've got an idea for you. Go to ChatGPT, okay? Try to get ChatGPT 4 if you can, and put it in there, right? You're going to have the best ideas. It's going to give you better ideas than even I can give you, okay? But some of the ways is to go and network in the market, right? So go and network with people who know high net worth individuals as well. This is one way. It's like, go make friends with all the supercar managers, right? And it's sometimes it can be a slow grind, but you can get there. Go get a membership at the arts club, so on and so forth. Pick up golf. Maybe it'll work for you. Play polo. Wajahat, I understand that face-to-face meeting, first time we should not be selling the product, but at least they love to listen to what I have. So to what extent we should be talking about? Go ahead if they you've got to understand something. You've got to understand, Wajahat. Here's the thing, right? Sometimes these buyers don't know what they want, and they themselves have been quite agitated the way that they've been approached. Every single agent is selling to them. No, you're not the only person, okay? And they're scared. And they want you also to just tell them what you've got and just get out of their face. The reality is that if you really truly take time to understand them, you're going to be in a position to actually help them. You're going to be able to guide them. And that's what they're looking for. And once you're able to guide them, they'll be very grateful. They will want to work for you, yeah? Hamza is asking, how much commission can you expect as a new broker in Dubai, and how long before you start earning money? I think, Hamza, you're going to 6 months maybe before you actually start making money if you're not getting trained properly. And how much commission? It varies on where you work, how you work. General commissions are 2%, and then you're on a split with your company, and those splits vary from 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. Depends on company to company. And then you've got to see what kind of split you're working on, and then how many deals you close. Please, your opinion on Midtown by the hour. I haven't visited, but it's probably good. Probably good. I haven't visited though. I'm from India and working with one agency for last 2 years. Do you think now I should start my own agency? Is this right time to start our own agency? There's two things that you've got to actually think about. Number one is, are you ready? Your question that you're asking me right now is with respect to the question that you're asking me right now is the market ready? Look, the market's never going to be ready for what you want to do, so it doesn't really matter. if you're asking me if you're ready to start your own company, I can't answer that question. Like, generally speaking, agents with 2 years or less than that experience, my personal opinion, don't have enough experience, because now all of a sudden you're not an agent, you're a business owner, so you have to run a business. But if you have made at least a minimum consistently 500,000 to 1,000,000 dirhams in commissions in the market the last 2 years, well, you've been in the market for 2 years, but if you've closed 1,000,000 dirhams in commissions, then you might be ready, okay? But if you've not done that, why do I say 1,000,000 dirhams? That means that, you've got the discipline, you've got the know-how, you know how to lead generate, you know what you're doing to generate business in the market. But if you've not done 500,000 to 1,000,000 dirhams, starting your own company is going to be slightly challenging, okay? Yeah, I have. Yeah, okay. So then it's your call, essentially speaking. Do you think you can actually do that? Yeah. Then go ahead. Okay, more than that? Yeah, okay. Everybody's different from person to person. If you feel you can, then you can. If you truly believe you can. And what's the worst that can happen? Like, nothing bad. You could still make money, because if you've started a company and you don't have any brokers, you're still making money, because you most likely can still close business, right? Any projects in downtown? Hina Minhas. There are many projects in downtown. They're like both off-plan and ready, and then Business Bay as well. Off the top of my head, there's a few that have been launched like recently by Danube. Is it right for you? You still have to check it out. Look, if you want particular specific help, then please fill up a form, and maybe myself or somebody from my team can actually help you. Lubna Said, hi. Yusuf, can anyone enter this field? Can anyone enter this field? Yeah. Anybody can enter the field. Should anybody enter the field is a different question. Akash asks, what all point you think I should consider before opening an agency? Put down on paper a plan, and then put down on paper the amount of money that you think that you're going to need to run the agency, and then multiply that by 3 or 4 times the money. That's the amount of money that you need to start your own agency, okay? So put down a plan on paper, and then say, oh, this is the amount of money I need. So if you say like, hey, I need about 500,000 dirhams, multiply that by 3 or 4. So you need a 1.5 million dirhams. You want to really start an agency, okay? Or 2 million dirhams, yeah? Do that. That's like the easiest thing to do. Okay, I'm going to quickly answer some questions over here and then wind down, yeah? It's okay or no? Can we? Guys, thank you very much for your questions. Please ask any other questions before I leave. I'm going to be finishing up in the next five minutes. So if you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer, okay? Somebody asks me, in Shoba Heartland, is it a canal or a lagoon? It's a lagoon. Somebody asked me how much time to build a 10,000 square feet. It's actually 10,000 square feet G+1 villa. Look, if you got the money, if you've got the money and you've got the manpower, I know that one of the rulers built a palace in 3 months, right? So if you want to do a G+1 villa, you could do it really fast. Just, put the money where the mouth is, get the workers working, and they can do it fast, right? Somebody asked me, sir, how are you? Everybody wants to earn money, but at the same time, everybody also faces different types of problems. Let me guide that. If somebody do not have any money, then how they start Airbnb? Actually, I'm too much interested in this field. Please reply. Also physically living in Abu Dhabi. If you don't have money, like, it's kind of challenging because you're going to be risking. Like, Airbnb has one model where you can go and lease an apartment from somebody, and I'll ask them to allow you to re-lease it as a short-term let, and then let's say if you rented it from them from 100,000 dirhams, okay, you are going to be able to re-let it for 120 to 140,000 dirhams, and then that extra 20 or 40,000 you're making money as money in your pocket, right? So good. Now Okay, Faria, assalamu alaikum. Everybody who's joined in, welcome. Now, essentially speaking, if you don't have money on this, it's too risky, right? But if you still want to take some risk, go to your friends and family. And if it's 100,000 that you want to rent out something and you think you could make about 40,000 dirhams, okay, raise at least 50,000 dirhams from your friends and family. No, not 50, about, let's say about 60,000 dirhams, because not even 60, 80,000, because you got to furnish the place as well to a good taste. Yeah, raise about 80,000. Some of it is, there's a walaikum salam. Some of that is going to be part of the risk, but the rest you're going to make it up from the rent that you're going to get from the market. And then you can go in with your first apartment, and obviously, you know, your friends and families are going to be your investors and your friends, okay? But the challenge is, you really got to make it work, because if you don't make it work, like your friends and family, they're going to be very, very pissed off at you, and you don't want that. All right, guys. Can we wrap it up? Yeah? I didn't answer these questions. Can we answer these questions later? Yeah. All right, guys. Listen, I don't see any more questions coming in, but thank you everybody. Hamza, Faria, everybody. Wajahad asked me, like, do you come in any session or event at the? Sometimes, not at the moment right now. I don't have any open sessions on the roster or the schedule. Maybe sometime in the near future, inshallah. Okay, I don't see any questions unanswered. Thank you very much for all your patience. Thank you everybody who actually joined in. Appreciate it. Assalamu alaikum, and see you guys. Saturdays is when we go live, so send in your questions before and I will answer them as needed. Otherwise, catch me on the live, and I'm happy to answer questions. Ciao for now.